for the victories that they were able to pick up.
Maokai, Rumble, and Kalista was banned against Afrika Freaks on red side. The Cho'Gath will continue to be banned against MVP. Let's see what MVP want to do and what they want as a first pick, because they will not have the luxury of red side, which I think on 7-16 onwards is by far the strongest side, with all the kind of flattening of the power curves of the really powerful champions having last pick in the first round, and also first pick, second round, last pick. I feel like there's a natural advantage when balance is in a good place. 7-15 is the last time there might be an argument to choose blue side. Galio going to be banned away. They don't want to deal with that again. The Gnar, I imagine, is going to be overlooked. But MVP continue with the pocket bans. They do ban away Spirit Solar.
And I think if Afrika Freaks ban the Gragas here, I think it'd be a good idea. I don't think you fear Maha's Kalista. However, they are going to. So that is going to be the final ban side of the Afrika Freaks. Okay, Syndra being considered for first pick. Ian, of course, massive power pick and massive comfort. In a deciding game like this, it would make some sense. But the Gragas is up, guys. That needs to be picked up.
They've looked past Syndra in previous games. They were never going to draft it at first pick. Love the priority on Gragas. Some teams don't consider it a first pick or don't take a first rotation. I think that's insane. With even just the proven track record we've seen ever since the playoffs started, the value of Gragas has been very clear. Ability to just knock an AD carry out of a fight, whether you're engaging or just knocking them out so they do no damage. And this is a really high priority on Lulu, which makes you look at the draft and say, Kog'Maw's looking likely on the side of Afrika Freaks.
Yep, setting themselves up for a Kog'Maw pick in the third round does make some sense. Wanting to make sure that they get the Lulu as well as that Kog potentially. And now MVP, they're like, okay. Do we lock in the Kog'Maw now? I don't know.
I think you have to take your AD carry on this pick here. Normally you want to just pick a mid laner and then start banning mid laners, but when you see Lulu this high priority, which has happened 0 times since, I would say, spring season, you do start to wonder. Okay. MVP with some flash. He's got to be careful in Korea.
We've had 2
Teemo lock-ins in the past by accident.
I think one of them won though, didn't it?
No.
Oh, damn it.
It was Shy and Someday, and they both lost.
Oh, what a shame. Well, Syndra is going to be locked in. Understandable. And I did have my spiel about it. Of course, not worthy of first pick, but worthy of first round.
The best thing about where they do it is now. Do you want a lane counter to the Syndra, or do you want your AD carry of choice? Because you cannot have both. They can ban mid laners that can lane against the Syndra, or bot laners to make sense with the Lulu. And I think it has to be one of Kog'Maw or Tristana. Kog'Maw was the choice that fit the Lulu priority. Now it's a little bit more unclear because they do go for the Tristana. Could just be rushing of the very early support itemization here. Go for the gold Baten build and try to build the fastest Ardent Sensor possible for the Tristana. Doesn't really vindicate the high the high Lulu priority, as they'll ban away the Rakan. So far, not banning any mid laners as MVP.
Okay, and now MVP, they're calling a potential Afrika Freaks bluff here, as they're going to be banning the Alistar. Could this be, oh my god, a return to top lane Lulu?
Or mid lane Lulu? It's not fantastic.
For some reason, I just feel like it's not going to be played by Kuro. I don't know why. Although, I guess it pseudo works into the Syndra as a nullifying matchup.
It's okay. You can actually gank that lane quite well because Polymorph gets value, but you can also just die. It's not a wonderful matchup. It doesn't vindicate the very high priority from the Lulu, but I think this is just MVP going, well, this is suspicious. Going for Lulu first round out of nowhere. It's not a series adaptation. It's not like Lulu has been a dominant pick in this best of 5 or in recent patches. So it's a very suspicious Lulu draft. Waiting for the bans, they kind of straddle the line and say, we're not going to give you Tusson's Alistar, and we're also going to respect the value of the Orianna as well. So they're not 100% sure here, MVP, as we are unsure.
Yep, double shield's going to be denied as far as the command protect, but is a Karma going to be in the works? How deep are they going to go into this Kramer priority?
Those comps haven't really worked,
no,
Atlas.
They've flat out not worked, exactly.
We have not seen the value outside of one single game of Protect Tristana. So they're going to go for the Talia. So they completely abort the script. We still do not see why it is Lulu taken so early. What is focus on MVP side of things? Going for a balanced draft so far. Could be a pick comp, absolutely, with the Syndra. Could just be Sion again. Sorry, no, the Sion is banned. Let's see where ADD goes to the top lane pool. A lot of his tank top lane is unavailable.
Okay, Kled. Consideration is going to be locked in. Okay, so a little bit more of an aggressive choice from ADD. Going to take it to Marin, but I feel like it's outside of his wheelhouse. The tanks have certainly looked good on him. His Sion, of course, always fantastic, but Kled, he put a lot of time into it. We'll see whether it is going to work.
Did pick up a single game victory, 1-1 on the Kled, but not something you would necessarily associate with him too closely like you were alluding to. Support pick is going to be the Taric, so focusing on the team fight. Powerful engage with the Kled into the Taric ultimate, which makes sense. The moment that Kled casts his ult is going in, and then Taric has a more realistic understanding of when to pop the Cosmic Radiance. There's no pulling out the moment that Kled is going to be up in the charge. So let's see what Afrika decide on, and okay, it's going to be maybe...
It happened. It's the Lulu top.
Oh, Lulu jungle.
Oh, really? That was certainly in the champion spotlight when it first came out. Pretty sure Freak was trolling that particular stage. Build a Trinity Force, hop in the jungle, kill some stuff.
It's not the worst jungler. It's still very likely to be top lane where the champions are at, but you don't think of Marin as a top lane Lulu player, really.
He was back in the day.
On a hit build, I guess you could go AP support. It's so surreal. We have to wait for 20 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, because there's an outside chance it's actually going to be a jungle Lulu. It is. It's jungle Lulu.
Okay, there we go.
So that was my first thought, because Marin's not really a Lulu-style player.
Oh, hell no.
Lulu's ganks are not terrible by any means. She has pretty reliable CCs. She can kite camps as well. But what a risk to take. Coming back into the final match of a best-of-5, an elimination best-of-5. Preferred Mowgli in Game 4. He comes back in and calls jungle Lulu.
Yep. Don't worry, guys. I got this jungle Lulu. And they picked it up first round as well. Maybe this is what Spirit has in order to counter what the Gragas can do. Maybe that's what is his anti-Gragas technique.
This is a year where we have seen Jungle Jace and Jungle Lulu pulled out. Insane to see it pulled out here. We said, isn't this suspicious? MVP was like, I don't know, do we ban mid? Do we ban support? Turned out it was a jungle pick of all things. I'd love to hear an interview with this team to understand it. This is a big risk taken by Afrika.
Yeah, and MVP's composition is one that can certainly work out. No funny business being pulled there, Afrika. It's all on the line. It's game number 5. We've got match point on both sides. Let's do it.
Fans are super hyped. Atlas, I saw Lulu as the most played by Spirit in the past 7 days, and I said that's weird. I saw the first Lulu game, I ignored it. If you look down, Jungle Lulu has been a thing for him. Now, he's actually going kind of a Nidalee-style build in that he's going for Runic Echo into, of course, prioritizing the Ardent Sensor. If you guys don't know, the current Nidalee jungle build is starting off with the Athene's Unholy Grail into Ardent Sensor for maximum heal value. The big takeaway here is that it's going to be a supportive jungler, very strong duelist early, ability to be a strong ganker with red buff and also the constant slows on Q. But again, this is very unorthodox. He maxes Q for the line quick killing of the monsters as well.
And he looks adorable with the Star Guardian Lulu skin at the same time. So things working out here. Kuro on a pick that he has found a lot of success on. We remember some of his seismic shoves landing huge value for the Afrika Freaks on Kuro's Talia. At least a couple of MVPs have been earned by this man on the champion. Mahar and Max make it to lane a little bit late. Finally, Afrika getting themselves some lane priority. Okay.
Shield start from Kramer as well. This is something that they did versus in the first game of the wild card. That was on the Twitch. That was a losing lane in a pretty significant fashion. In this case,